Hello, welcome to this seated exercise session based on the themes and characters of Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen's wonderful novel. This is one of 4 sessions we're doing on this same theme. Each one will develop its exercises in relation to the other sessions, but you can also do each one as a standalone and join us at any point. All you need is a stable chair, preferably without any arms and a little bit of space, and to be wearing some comfortable clothes. All the exercises in this session will be seated. There will be some standing ones towards the end, but always with a seated alternative if you prefer to do that. So I'm going to be playing some music in my house and leading a bit of a vocal session. Louisa and Rosa will be leading fantastic exercises from their homes, so I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so welcome to this second Pride and Prejudice session. So Louisa and I have created some movements again for you, and he has played some lovely music for us. So we're going to start with a little warm-up, and we're going to be Mr. Darcy here, so thinking about that sort of pride, and he's a little serious in the beginning still, so we're going to be, I wouldn't say stiff because we want to think about the fluid movements, but we're sort of a little bit noble with that lift and length through our spine. So let's just check our posture first before we'll get going. So sitting in the front part of your chair, if you're okay, I'm sitting slightly sideways so that it's easier for you to see. And then we don't want, again, the heels to be traveling under the knees, so under this chair, we want them to be under the knees and toes pointing forward. And just creating that lift through your spine. Let's just squeeze the shoulders up here for a moment and drop them down. Let's do that again. You can take a nice big breath in, squeezing up and release that. Lovely. So we will start taking one arm, so really feel like you root down through your sit bones to the chair. If you like, you can hold with one hand the side of the chair. We're gonna reach side like you would scoop up. Take a nice big reach up with the arm, and then we're gonna press. Think of it as there's a little bit of resistance there. We're gonna press the hand arm down. Thinking about like you would take it on a walking stick here. And we're gonna take the other one, reaching up and pressing down to meet the other hand here. And then that sense like you press down with the hands to grow even taller. We're gonna take this shape into a twist. So twisting one way, really let the arms to help you to go a little bit deeper into that twist. We're gonna take the arms back into the center. I'm gonna think about that Mr. Darcy character, length, nice, good posture, coming back and lowering down. Then it's like we're going on that horse right now, so we're gonna think about being the horse. So our feet are gonna go, we're gonna roll through the feet. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, then 4 is a tap. Then the same foot's gonna go down 1, 2, 3, and tap. Again, 1, 2, 3, tap. Really working through your feet, tap. So we're gonna do that 4 times. Then we're gonna think about that scene where Darcy is gonna go for that swim, the famous jump into that lake. So we're gonna reach again one arm up, and then we're gonna reach the other arm up, taking your palms together here, and then we're gonna go for a sort of a dive. So you're gonna dive forward, let your spine curve here, and just ripple through. We're gonna come up, we're gonna go again, diving down, curl, and then coming up. And then we'll take 2 swims, really again letting that middle back draw towards the chair, reaching forward and then pushing that water back. We'll take another swim forward and pushing it back. And then we're gonna shake the water. So we're gonna take 2 steps with one foot and shake the rest. We're gonna go 1, 2, and shake, shake, and I think that comes again, shake, shake. Then we suddenly see Elizabeth here, and it's sort of a greeting. So we're going to point one foot forward, coming into your arabesque arms, like you would reach to greet Elizabeth, and we're going to flex the foot and the wrist and just push to lengthen and close. We're going to take that to the other side. So lengthening the other foot, leg forward, reaching the arms into your arabesque arms, and then we're going to flex the foot and the wrist, and then have a little sense of push with the heel of the palm and the heel of the foot forward, and then we'll lower down. And that's it. We're going to do that with some lovely music that Nia's played for us. Short intro, here we go. Reach, press through the air on that walking stick. The other arm, reaching up, press down, coming into your twist. Slowly and back, keeping that length the other way. And back, lowering the hands down into that horse ride. 1, 2, 3, tap. And tap again. Once more. We're gonna go for the swim. The other arm reaches up. Palms together, get ready for the dive forward. Up, again, down. And we'll swim forward. Curl, push, swim, push, and shake. Shake, again. And we'll greet Elizabeth, reaching and flex, push, and close the other way. Reach, flex, and push, and sit nice and tall. So before we move on, we're just gonna have a look at the cha-cha-cha step that is coming up later in Louisa's the march exercise that we did last week. So we had a little question on that. So we're gonna just go the steps through slowly, seated. So we're gonna maybe I'll stay this way so it's easier to see. So we're gonna step 3 steps, and one of them is gonna go forward. So we're gonna go forward, and then the other foot's gonna step on place, and then we're gonna take that foot in. Then we're gonna change. So we're gonna go forward, then change in. So you can do that with your hands if you like. So we're gonna go step, step, back. So 1 forward, 1 on place, down. So we'll go step, 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 keep changing, but then you go back to, if you go left, right, left, we go right, right, left, right. Again, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then Louisa did that step where we step slightly across, if you remember, with the arms standing. So we're going to just do the legs. So if you like, you can go across. So we go right across, then we step a left, and then right comes back to place. We'll take left across, right steps where it is, and then take the left back. So it's like a 1, 2, 3. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then with the arms that went 1, 2, 3. I think that was how we did it. Step, 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 and step, step, step. So I hope that helps. But if it's too confusing to step across as we come to that exercise, so you can just step forward. So think about 1, 2, 3, and we'll change 2, 3. So that's our cha-cha-cha step.
So last week we did our exercise where we were perusing around looking for the richest, strongest, most handsome man in the room. Imagining we are the sisters in Pride and Prejudice, trying to find a husband. So we're going to go back to that exercise again this week, and I'll just quickly recap what we've learned already, and then we will add another section on today. So we begin sitting up really lovely and tall through our spine, and we've got our 3 taps with our heel as we're looking over one shoulder. So we're tapping 1, 2, 3, back to centre, lifting our heels and our shoulders down, heels down. Other side, tap, tap, tap back to centre, up, down, up, down. We then used one hand to look over to one side of us and reached across to beckon somebody towards us, lifting up, finding that tall spine again, looking to the other side, and someone else has caught our eye, so we blow them a kiss. Good. And from there, we had our toe in, he's so rich, and heel in, he's so strong, and toe in, he's so handsome, and heel in, he's got it all. And then we had 4 fast kisses, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that was the recap of what we did last week. The next section, we finished with our hands out here. One hand is going to come down and the other hand is going to come up towards our head, and you're imagining you're kind of stroking your hair. So leaning into that arm slightly, and then we've got a kick and a kick. And then we throw our arms all the way up to the ceiling and bring them down, and as we bring them down, running in our feet as though we're super excited at all of the different men in the room. And then we're going to go to the other side, so leaning into that arm as you imagine you're stroking your hair, and we've got a kick and a kick, lifting your arms up to the ceiling and running in excitement, okay? So that's kind of like the middle section, if you like. And then we've got the last section, which is very similar to the first section, apart from this time we're imagining that we've found somebody that we really want to be with. So we're doing the same again by looking around with our tap, tap, tap. We've got tap, 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 back to centre, and this time you're imagining you've got your perfect partner in front of you. So you're going to reach with one hand, one heel, other hand, other heel, bring it in and bring it in. And we go the other side, just checking around, back to centre, heel, heel, in, okay? Now from there you're going to look again to one side, and you're going to shake your head and think, no, there's nobody else for me. Coming back, looking the other way, and you're going to flick your hand, okay, as if to say, no, again, no one else for me. And then we've got our toe in, and this time we're doing the same action, but we're imagining we're saying he's not rich enough over there. And we've got a heel in, and he's not strong enough. And then we've got our toe in, he's not handsome enough. And heel in, to the person in front of us. We'll say, you've got it all. And then we'll bring one hand into our chest, other hand into our chest, reaching forward, really, really reaching here. And then you're going to let your arms drop, and we'll swing for 4. 3, 4. Then you're going to reach your hands all the way forwards again, running down as your hands come down, and we finish by throwing up, okay? So that's quite a lot of movement that we've got, and like we know from last week, it is quite fast with the music, but we'll just see how we go. And don't worry if you completely mess it up the first time, we will do it twice through, so you'll have a second chance to try at it again straight afterwards. So try not to worry about anything. Sit up nice and tall, feeling that lovely length in your spine. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, lifting up, other side, 1, 2, 3, lifting up, and looking to one side, calling them in, other side, and go a kiss, with our toes, he's so rich, and heel, he's so strong, toe, he's heel, heel. He's got it all, and 1, 2, 3, 4, hair. And a kick, reaching forwards and down. Other side with our hair. And kick, reaching forwards and running down. We've got our taps. 1, 2, 3. Reach in. Other side. And reach in. Looking over there. And shake. And how about over there? Throw it away. And toe. He's not rich enough. Heel. He's not strong enough. Toe. He's not handsome enough. Heel. He's got it all. Reaching one hand. Reach, and a swing. And forwards. And a run. So we will give that a go again with some music now, just quickly, before we move on for today. But just to point out, in the moments where we've got our kind of actions with our rich and our strong and our handsome, if you want to, you can move a little bit through your spine on those bits as though you're directing that action to somebody. So you can kind of twist and look over to one side, and twist to the other side and look over, and twist to the other side, as though you're spotting people in the room that you're saying those things about, okay? Let's just go. Let's give it another go. 1, 2, 3. Lifting up, down, other side. And up, down, looking over there. And back. And over to the other side. And toe. He's so rich. And heel. He's so strong. Toe. He's so handsome. Heel. He's got it all. And 1, 2, 3, 4, hair. And a kick. Reaching up and down. Other side, hair. And kick. Up and down. We've got our taps. 1, 2, 3. Reach in, tap. And a reach in. Looking over there. And very good. And over there. Throw it away. Good. Toe. He's not rich enough. Heel. He's not strong enough. He's not handsome enough. Heel. He's got it all. Bring one hand into your heart. In. Reach, and swing. And reaching up and down.
We're going to do our vocal exercise now based on the 4 characters in Pride and Prejudice who we looked at in the first workshop on Pride and Prejudice. So we're just going to run through those characters and remind ourselves of the single words we've used to sum up these characters taken from quotes in the book. So first of all, we'll just remind ourselves of our proud, but in reality quite shy, Mr. Darcy. And Mr. Darcy's character word is tolerable. So we're going to assume our Mr. Darcy shy but proud stance. And you can assume any stance of your own for this one, just make it up. And use that word tolerable, using every syllable, every consonant, and really kicking that word out. Ready? And tolerable. Excellent. And now we're going to do Elizabeth Bennet's character word, and her character word is the way she is described by Lady Catherine de Bourgh as headstrong. And my stance for Elizabeth is going to be hands on hips, but you can do anything to suggest her sassiness and her intelligence. And we're going to use that word headstrong and really kick out that H and project the word. Okay, ready? And headstrong. Fantastic. Now we'll do our Lady Catherine de Bourgh, rather pompous and superior word. And her word is going to be displeased. She very often is displeased. And I'm going to imagine her presenting her superiority to the company. You can do any stance you like. So we're going to say displeased, ready, and displeased. Lovely, and let that ring to the rafters. And now we're going to do Mr. Collins, the ingratiating, obsequious clergyman who really wants to get on side with Lady Catherine. And obsequious is his word. So let's make the most of that word and our obsequious Mr. Collins stance. Ready, and obsequious. Fantastic. Okay, now we've reminded ourselves of those character words. We're going to take two of the characters, Elizabeth and Mr. Collins. And in the story, Mr. Collins has been urged by Lady Catherine to find himself a wife, and so he immediately takes that up, and he has his eye on the eldest Bennet girl first of all, but she is already spoken for. So he very quickly moves on to Elizabeth, and he makes his proposal of marriage, which he expects her to be overjoyed about. So our vocal exercise is going to sum up, we're going to paraphrase here, we're going to sum up the situation where Mr. Collins asks 3 times for Elizabeth to accept his proposal of marriage. And Elizabeth, starting off quite politely, becomes quite impatient about his refusal to accept that she's not going to say yes. So we're going to use our voices and our stances to suggest that escalating situation. We're going to raise the volume as we go, and we could even raise the pitch a little bit, and raise our physical stance as well as this face-off continues. So the first time Mr. Collins proposes marriage, we're just going to say, "Would you be my wife?" That's our phrase, and we're going to use it with a Mr. Collins-esque, obsequious sort of stance. So, ready? Would you be my wife? And would you be my wife? And Elizabeth is going to be quite polite but firm and say, "I thank you, but no." So we're going to say that in a reasonably gentle sort of voice and a reasonably low volume. Ready? And "I thank you, but no," with our Elizabeth stance. Okay, so second time around, things are heating up a little bit, and Mr. Collins can't really believe, he refuses to believe this rejection. And he says, "You can't mean it," but we're going to raise the volume a little bit and raise his stance a little bit as he gets slightly more indignant. "You can't mean it." And Elizabeth equally is going to raise her voice a little bit and say, "I'm perfectly serious." Ready? And "I am perfectly serious." And so for the third time now, Mr. Collins comes back and he says, "You will surely change your mind." And now we're really going to raise the volume. "You will surely change your mind." And Elizabeth is going to give him a very firm "no." Ready? Top of your voice, and "no." So we'll just finish the vocal now by running through those 3 dialogues. We're going to say, "Would you be my wife? I thank you, but no," in a medium pitch and volume. And then, "You can't be serious," I think we said, or something similar. "You can't be serious." We're going a bit John McEnroe now. And Elizabeth is going to say, "I'm perfectly serious." And now for the last time, we're going to say, "You will surely change your mind." And Elizabeth will say, "No." Okay, so let's start with, "Would you be my wife?" And "Would you be my wife?" "I thank you, but no." "I thank you, but no." And we'll do our John McEnroe version and say, You cannot be serious. And Elizabeth is going to say slightly louder, I am perfectly serious. I am perfectly serious. And finally, you will surely change your mind. You will surely change your mind. And a great big no. Ready? Big deep breath. No! Thank you very much.
Okay, so this next exercise is based on our character Elizabeth from Pride and Prejudice. And as we know from our vocal, Elizabeth is extremely headstrong, but she is, by the end of it, mistaken about Mr. Darcy. So she has already made this judgment when she kind of meets him, and then she kind of gets the wrong impression of him as the book goes on. But towards the end, we see that it's actually a misinterpretation, and she ends up accepting his proposal of marriage. So we'll just kind of think about that journey of Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy and the way that that interaction changes between them for the basis of this exercise. But we'll just do the first section today. So for the first section, Elizabeth isn't liking Mr. Darcy. She's saying no, she's not accepting his proposals, and she doesn't actually think that he's a very good person. So we're going to begin by reaching one hand up and the other hand, and press through the heels of our hands, and as if to say go away, you know, pressing, saying no. And then we're twisting one way up, twisting the other way. From there we're pressing down to the side as though we're pushing somebody away, coming back up, and pressing down to the other side and coming back up. Okay, so that section of movement actually comes back throughout this exercise. It's almost like a chorus. And you'll hear in the music as well, the music repeats, so you'll hear that section of music over and over, and every time you hear it, we come back to that section of movement. But from there, we're going to move on, and we've got a clap, clap, and we're going to elbow Mr. Darcy out of the way, lift our hand up, looking away from it, and then you're going to wave goodbye to him, okay? And then we've got a clap, clap with the other elbow, lifting up, looking away from that hand and towards as you wave goodbye. We come back to that first section, reaching up, up, heels come down, and we've got turn to the side, turn to the side, press away, up, press away, up. Now from here, we're going to step our foot 1, 2, and you're kind of thinking, should I change my mind here? So bringing your hand to your heart and then say no, no, tap, tap. Other side, 1, 2. Will I change my mind about him? No, no, in, and back to this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press up and press up. Okay. So we'll do that much today with the music, and we will add on next week. But there is another 2 sections where we grow fonder and fonder of Mr. Darcy as the exercise goes on. But we will just do that section today with some music. And just so you know, I think there's about 8 counts of an introduction. So just use that time to pull up through your spine, sit nice and tall, and feel really nice and headstrong before we move that first arm up. All right? Here we go, and 1, 2, and down, twist, press, and back, and press, and back, and clap, clap, elbow, lift, and wave again, clap, clap, elbow, lift, and wave, good, 1, 2, down, side, press, back, and press, back, down, 1, 2, think about it now, back, 1, 2, think about it now, back with your arms, and down, press, and press. Okay, brilliant. So that is our first part of Elizabeth. We'll do that one more time as well, just to get it into our bodies. And after we've done it the second time, Nia will continue playing, and we'll have a little bit of a chance to have a march through our feet before we come up to the stand today. Okay, so just follow on once we've done our third section of our recurring motif. We'll just do a bit of free movement. That's a lot of movement already today, so good job. We will come to standing now, and before we do, we'll just have a bit of a stretch in our chairs. So just holding the chair with one arm, we'll reach up, 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 and over, feeling that side stretch here. Bring your spine back up, and we'll just place our hand over our head. And just tilt your head to one side and let your hand just rest. Don't pull your neck here. Just let it rest here as you stretch your neck. Good, and bring that back up and down. And let's do the other side. So scooping up one side and over. And coming back, finding the other side of your head and just leaning into the elbow with your neck, but not pressing down on it, just letting your hand rest here. And really try and feel like you're pressing your shoulder down to the floor, so there's this opposition. Reaching up. And let's just do that one more time each side. So lifting, 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 finding that lovely side stretch, really extending out of that arm. Coming back up, moving that hand over, feeling that nice stretch down your neck, and really lowering that shoulder down. Lifting up. Good, other side. Reaching, reaching, reaching over. Feeling that movement through your arm here. It's still active. And coming back up. Arm comes over. And let your head just rest into that elbow. Feeling that shoulder pressing down towards the floor. And when you're ready, releasing. Let's just breathe in. And press that air out. And again. And press. Good. And one more time. And press. And I feel like we need another shake this week. So give your legs a little bit of a shake. Good. And your arms, a little bit of a shake. Everything. Just let all that tension out. And we will come to standing, so just finding your feet slightly under where they are in parallel position, pressing through your thighs, using your hands to come up, and again, like always, just having a bit of a pedal through your feet here, finding your balance.
Okay, so we're going to find our way to the back of the chair if you are doing the standing variation. So we'll be doing a seated variation as well that you can follow. So we're going to do a little plie and balance and swing exercise that's based on Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth, being in this ball, they maybe just met each other once before, so they know about each other, but they don't really like each other that much yet, so it doesn't really quite go right here. So we start with standing nice and tall, feet parallel behind your chair, and I will show the seated variation as well, that there's going to be a video of that as well. So here we go. Mr. Darcy is going to bring his hand in and just take a noble bow here, greeting Elizabeth, and she's taking a little curtsy and just looking slightly away. And then she's happily dancing with other people, not Darcy. And we're going to go forward, being Elizabeth here, swinging the hand and then flex the wrist to push, like you put your hand together with your dance partner. We're going to take another plie, swing the hand back, and there we see Mr. Darcy looking at us. But we're not that impressed, so we go, oh, why does he have to be everywhere? We'll take that to the other side. So swinging the hand forward with a plie, flex, push with your dance partner. Hand, imaginary dance partner. We're going to swing the hand back. We'll see Darcy there again and we'll go, oh, he has to be everywhere. We're going to take a rise back in dancing happily here. And then we're going to sweep one arm to the side, just longingly. If only there would be someone we could love in this world. Reaching up as you rise again, lengthen. And then we reach the other arm to the side, longingly, and taking it back. Then, so we're going to be Mr. Darcy here, and we'll do a squat rather than a plie. So we're going to take our sit bones back and we're going to spot, look over the shoulder, try to spot Elizabeth here because he's sort of interested, coming back. But then we're going to take a tap to the side, thinking about, there she's dancing, but she's not quite like noble enough for me. We'll take that to the other side. So sticking your sit bones back, squat, look over one shoulder. We're going to try and secretly look for Elizabeth, and we'll take a tap. There she's dancing, not quite good enough for me. Coming back. Then Darcy is rising as well, coming down. Then we're going to come into a heel balance, so lifting your toes, and as we do that, just looking over one shoulder, we're still trying to look for Elizabeth. We're watching her. Rising again, lowering down, lifting the toes, and then we'll look over the other shoulder, trying to spot Elizabeth. Good. We're going to come into a little swing, so extending one leg to the side, and if you like, you can let go of your chair or furniture there, swinging the arms. This general dancing, jolly dancing in the ball. We'll have 2 lots of 8 here, and then as we come to the second, we'll make it smaller and come back to the chair. Then we're going to take a balance, so think about like you brush your foot back and then toes on the floor. If you're okay, we'll lift up, but we're trying to keep that length here. Just a little balance, lowering the leg down. We're being Elizabeth first. No, we're being Darcy first. Sorry, we'll take a balance down, and then Darcy is saying, you have quite fine looks, but you're not quite up to my standards. So taking that balance down, and Darcy says, you have quite fine looks, but you're not quite up to my standard. And then Elizabeth, taking that balance to the other side, lifting the leg up, lowering down, she says, I could never marry someone like you. And that's our end. And the seated is very similar, so if you're doing that, just follow the seated variation. We're going to do that with some music. Taking a bow, Elizabeth curtsy. Here we go. Push with the wrist, swing back. There's Darcy. Oh. Again, the other side, and press the wrist. There's Darcy again. Rise. Reach longingly. And the other side, rising up. Reaching.
exercise now where we are imagining that we're dancing with Mr. Wickham. So we'll just recap what we did last week to begin with, and then we will add on to what we've already got. So we begin in our parallel position and we take our toss on the introduction, lifting up our skirts and take our curtsy, come back to centre, and then we have our frame of the face. Now our arms stay here as we step forwards or slightly on a diagonal, and we've got our 3-step, our cha-cha-cha. So step forwards, back, back, arms come down, back, back, and forwards, back, back, forwards, back, back. Once more each side, and forwards, back, back. Now from here we had our 8 marches, and on the 8th march we had our tap. So you can keep that on the spot again this week, or if you'd like to, I will teach a little pathway where we're going to take it in a square motion back to where we started. But just to say, I will be calling out right, left, and because I am facing you, if I go to my right, that looks like it's your left. So just be aware of that when I'm saying go to the right, you'll be going in the opposite way. Hopefully that will make a bit more sense when we just go for it. So we've got steps forward with our right leg leading first. We've got 4 steps forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to the side together, side tap. So that was our 8 marches, and with our tap. Then we're going backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, side together, side tap. So if you want to, you can take that pathway, otherwise just leave it on the spot, that's completely fine. But then we went from there into our reaching up, our skirt in our other hand, our back foot extended, and then we marched slowly for 4 around in the circle to finish where we began. And that's where we ended last week, but we'll add on this week. So from here, you're going to come back to parallel, find that skirt and lower it down. And we've got 8 marches again, and this time you can keep on the spot too, or you can do the pathway, but we'll lead with the left foot. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4 to the side, step, side, tap, back, 2, 3, 4, side, together, reaching the other way. So finding that length, finding that skirt, that back foot extends, and we've got our 4, 2, 3, 4, and we finish back in centre in parallel on that one. Our hands come down, we've got 1, 2, and then we're going to press one hand in front of us as though, imagine you're meeting your partner's palm to palm here. And then you're going to step across with our cha-cha-cha. And we bring that down, clap, clap, press, and cha-cha-cha. Last time, 1, 2, press, cha-cha-cha. And we finish by lifting that skirt up, taking a quick curtsy and below your kiss. Alright, so let's give that a little bit of a go with some music. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much with the right, left. If you're worried about that at all, just keep it on the spot. The last thing you want to do is get confused and end up falling over your feet. So if you've got any doubt, just keep it nice and simple on the spot. But if you'd like to give it a go, the option is there too. Here we go. And toss, lifting that skirt, take a curtsy, up, framing the face. Good, stepping 1, 2, 3, arms down. Again, and again. Last time each side. Marching for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, side. Side, tap, back, 2, 3, 4, side, tap, reach. Taking 4 slow walks. 4, lift that skirt and drop. Now left, 2, 3, 4, left. Left, tap, right, 2, 3, 4, right. sat down to sit for the cool down today. So just finding your chair again if you've been standing, coming in front of it and pressing your bum right to the back of the chair to lower yourself down. Having a little bit of a wiggle once you're there, finding that space between the back of the chair and your spine here, and checking that your feet are in parallel, ready for the cool down. Alright, so we are going to take a really nice slow cool down today to just help our body unwind. We've done a lot of movements, so well done everybody. It's been a full packed class, but just enjoy the music today as we move through our cool down. So follow along and enjoy Nia's gorgeous playing. So we'll start with an inhale and exhale. Good, one more. Just letting everything settle as you exhale. Lovely. Bringing our arms up to first and taking them up to fifth and opening and bringing them back. Taking one arm down and lean slightly towards it. Feeling that side stretch. Bringing that back. Other side. Reaching. Coming back up. And bringing that through first. And lower those hands down. Taking circles with our feet. Forwards. Circle. Other foot forwards. Circle. Now backwards. Circle. Backwards. Circle. Lifting up your shoulders, pressing them down. Now finding that with your elbows. And extending the arms back. Reaching up. And pressing down. One more time, reaching up. And let's take a bow. Side, taking a bow, rolling up through the spine, and let's bring our hands to our heart to finish. Gorgeous. Well done everybody, that was a brilliant class, but very full packed with loads of energy required, so good job, that was amazing, and we hope to see you again next week for our next session of Pride and Prejudice. Come and join us and have a dance. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves and we hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you.